In 1955, Rebel Without a Cause made its debut in theaters across the nation, directed by Nicholas Ray, and utilizing the innovative CinemaScope format. The film's casting process was anything but ordinary, particularly for Natalie Wood. A pivotal moment occurred when Dennis Hopper, who was auditioning for a role in the film, was involved in a car crash. This incident not only drew attention to Hopper, but also created a ripple effect that ultimately benefited Wood. As the story goes, Hopper's accident led to a delay in the casting process, allowing Wood to showcase her talent more prominently. She had been vying for the role of Judy, a character that would become iconic in the realm of teenage cinema. The crash and its aftermath shifted the dynamics of the auditions, giving Wood the opportunity to impress the filmmakers. Her performance resonated deeply with the themes of rebellion and youthful angst that the film sought to portray. Consequently, the unexpected turn of events surrounding Hopper's accident played a crucial role in securing Wood's place in this landmark film, forever linking her legacy to the cultural impact of Rebel Without a Cause. The intertwining of fate and opportunity in Hollywood often leads to surprising outcomes, and this incident is a prime example of how chance can shape careers in the film industry. The film features a remarkable cast led by James Dean, Sal Mineo, and Natalie Wood, who each brought depth to their roles. Dean's portrayal of Jim Stark, a troubled teenager, became iconic, capturing the angst and rebellion of youth. Sal Mineo played Plato, a sensitive and lonely boy who struggles to find his place in the world, while Natalie Wood embodied Judy, a girl caught between her desire for independence and her need for acceptance. Director Nicholas Ray had a unique vision for the film, aiming to explore the lives of affluent teenagers rather than the typical portrayal of juvenile delinquents from poorer backgrounds. He sought to create a modern-day Romeo and Juliet story, focusing on the emotional disconnect between these teenagers and their parents. This approach allowed the film to delve into themes of alienation, identity, and the search for belonging, making it stand out in the genre. Ray's direction, combined with the powerful performances of the cast, helped to create a lasting impact on audiences and solidified the film's place in cinematic history. The exploration of these affluent characters' struggles resonated deeply, highlighting that wealth does not shield one from the challenges of adolescence. The film's legacy continues to influence how stories about youth and rebellion are told in cinema.
Is that why you moved from the last town? Because you were in trouble?
They sought any outlet to express their disillusionment and anger, reflecting the struggles of youth in a changing society. The director of Rebel Without a Cause was deeply committed to achieving a sense of realism in the film. He believed that authenticity was crucial to connect with the audience and portray the raw emotions of the characters. To accomplish this, he consulted with experts in various fields, including psychology and youth culture, to ensure that every aspect of the film resonated with truth. This dedication to realism was evident in the way the characters were developed, showcasing their inner turmoil and conflicts. The director pushed the boundaries of traditional filmmaking by incorporating real-life issues that teenagers faced, such as family problems, identity crises, and societal pressures. This approach not only made the film relatable, but also sparked conversations about the challenges of adolescence. The result was a powerful narrative that captured the essence of youthful rebellion and the quest for understanding in a complex world. The film's impact was profound, as it resonated with audiences and left a lasting legacy in cinema.
Try to behave.
Well, you know who he takes after.
James Dean's intense performance in Rebel Without a Cause is a significant factor in the film's lasting impact on cinema and its portrayal of juvenile delinquency. His character, Jim Stark, embodies the struggles of youth, grappling with feelings of alienation and the search for identity. Dean's ability to convey deep emotional turmoil resonates with audiences, making his performance both powerful and relatable. The film captures the essence of teenage angst, and Dean's portrayal is central to this theme. The direction of Nicholas Ray also plays a crucial role in shaping the film's narrative and visual style. Ray's bold choices create a vivid backdrop for Dean's performance, enhancing the emotional weight of the story. The combination of Dean's raw talent and Ray's innovative direction results in a film that not only addresses the issues of its time, but also speaks to generations that follow. Rebel Without a Cause remains a landmark in film history, largely due to the contributions of James Dean, whose legacy continues to influence actors and filmmakers alike.
Quietly now. You didn't kill anybody yet?
The impact of James Dean's death on the film Rebel Without a Cause was profound and immediate. Just 2 weeks before the movie's release, Dean tragically lost his life in a car accident. This shocking event turned the film into a must-see picture, as audiences were drawn to it not only for its story, but also to see the last performance of a rising star. Dean's untimely death added a layer of tragedy to his character, Jim Stark, making his struggles with identity and belonging resonate even more deeply with viewers. The film became a cultural phenomenon, symbolizing the angst and rebellion of youth in the 1950s. Dean's image as a troubled yet charismatic young man solidified his status as a cultural icon. The combination of his performance and the circumstances surrounding his death transformed Rebel Without a Cause into a classic that continues to be studied and admired. The film's themes of alienation and the search for connection struck a chord with audiences, ensuring its place in cinematic history. The legacy of James Dean, intertwined with this film, has kept the story alive for generations, making it a timeless exploration of youth and rebellion.
I'm sorry I bothered you.
Hey, come back here. Who are you?
The story behind Rebel Without a Cause traces back to a decade before the film's release in 1955. It originates from a book of the same name written by Dr. Robert Linder, published in 1944. This book serves as a case study focusing on a young man named Harold, who was an inmate at the Lewisburg Federal Penitentiary in Pennsylvania. Dr. Linder's work delves into the psychological and social factors that contribute to juvenile delinquency, exploring the struggles and conflicts faced by young people in a rapidly changing society. The character of Harold embodies the feelings of confusion, rebellion, and a search for identity that many teenagers experience. Linder's insights into the mind of a troubled youth provided a foundation for the film's narrative, highlighting the emotional turmoil and societal pressures that lead to rebellion. The film adapted these themes, bringing them to a wider audience and resonating with the youth of the time. The connection between the book and the film illustrates how literature can influence cinema, capturing the essence of a generation's struggles and aspirations. The portrayal of teenage angst and the quest for belonging in Rebel Without a Cause reflects the real-life issues that Dr. Linder examined in his case study, making the film a poignant commentary on the challenges faced by young people in mid-20th century. Warner Brothers recognized the potential of the story behind Rebel Without a Cause and took decisive action by acquiring the rights to the book in early 1946. This move was part of a broader strategy to tap into the themes of youth rebellion and the struggles of adolescence that were becoming increasingly relevant in post-war America. After securing the rights, the studio engaged several screenwriters to adapt the book into a screenplay. However, despite the initial enthusiasm, the project did not progress as quickly as anticipated. It lingered in development, with various drafts being written, but ultimately not moving forward. The story's themes resonated with the cultural shifts of the time, yet it remained dormant for several years. This period of inactivity allowed the social landscape to evolve, setting the stage for the film's eventual release in 1955, when it would capture the essence of teenage angst and rebellion in a way that had not been seen before. The eventual production of Rebel Without a Cause would reflect the culmination of Warner Brothers' early vision and the changing dynamics of youth culture in America. As the 1950s unfolded, a notable shift occurred in American cinema, particularly with the emergence of films that focused on the lives of rebellious teenagers. This trend was marked by the release of influential black and white films that captured the struggles and defiance of youth. One significant film was The Wild One, released in 1953, which showcased the raw energy and rebellion of young bikers. Following closely was Blackboard Jungle in 1955, a film that delved into the challenges faced by students in a troubled high school, highlighting issues of delinquency and authority. Mr. Nicholas Ray, a keen observer of this cultural phenomenon, recognized the growing interest in stories centered around juvenile delinquents. His fascination with this theme led him to explore the complexities of teenage life, ultimately culminating in the creation of Rebel Without a Cause. This film not only reflected the societal concerns of the time, but also resonated deeply with young audiences, capturing their feelings of confusion, anger, and the search for identity. The influence of these 50s teen films was profound, shaping the way youth were portrayed in cinema and paving the way for future generations of filmmakers to explore similar themes.
I know.
In 1954, the creative process for what would become the iconic film Rebel Without a Cause began to take shape. The idea was brought to Warner Brothers by a writer who had previously worked on an adaptation called Blind Run. This adaptation caught the attention of the studio executives, who saw potential in merging it with their existing property, Rebel Without a Cause. The combination of these two concepts sparked interest, as the themes of teenage angst and rebellion resonated strongly with the youth culture of the time. The studio recognized that the story could explore the struggles of young people in a rapidly changing society, making it relevant and appealing to a wide audience. This collaboration marked a significant turning point in the development of the script, as it allowed for a deeper exploration of the characters and their conflicts. The synergy between the original idea and the existing material laid the groundwork for a film that would ultimately become a classic, capturing the essence of teenage disillusionment and the quest for identity. The development process was crucial in shaping the narrative and ensuring that the film would leave a lasting impact on its viewers.
I want him to teach me how because I know he won't get mad if I goof.
The director took many liberties with the story, setting Rebel Without a Cause apart from other popular delinquent films of the time. While many films focused on teenagers from low-income backgrounds, this film chose to portray teens from comfortable, stable homes. This unique approach allowed the director to explore deeper themes of disillusionment and anger that these characters felt towards their families and the societal systems surrounding them. The film's protagonists, like Jim Stark, are not struggling to survive in poverty, but are instead grappling with feelings of isolation and frustration despite their seemingly privileged lives. This choice highlights that discontent can arise from various circumstances, not just economic hardship. By showcasing characters who have the material comforts but still feel lost, the film invites viewers to reflect on the complexities of youth and the pressures that come from family expectations and societal norms. The emotional turmoil faced by these characters resonates with audiences, making their struggles feel universal and relatable. The director's vision ultimately challenges the notion that only those from disadvantaged backgrounds experience rebellion and conflict, opening up a broader conversation about the nature of youth discontent. With that goal in mind, the filmmakers set out to develop Rebel Without a Cause. Initially, the vision for the film leaned towards a B-movie style, which would have suited a black and white format. This approach would have given the film a grittier, more raw aesthetic, aligning with the themes of teenage angst and rebellion. However, as the project progressed, the decision was made to embrace color and cinemascope. This shift transformed the film into a vibrant visual experience that is now iconic. It is difficult to imagine Rebel Without a Cause without its striking color palette, especially the vivid red jacket worn by James Dean. This jacket became a symbol of youthful defiance and is forever linked to Dean's character, Jim Stark. The bright colors not only enhanced the emotional depth of the film, but also made it stand out in the crowded landscape of 1950s cinema. The use of color allowed for a more expressive portrayal of the character's inner turmoil and societal struggles. The decision to shoot in color and utilize cinemascope ultimately contributed to the film's lasting impact and its status as a classic in American cinema. Initially, the production of Rebel Without a Cause began with the intention of shooting the film in black and white. This choice was common at the time, but the filmmakers decided to use a widescreen format known as CinemaScope. This format presented a unique challenge for the director, who struggled to effectively fill the expansive frame. The wide aspect ratio required careful composition to ensure that the visuals were engaging and balanced. As the production progressed, the director faced increasing frustration with how to utilize the CinemaScope format to its fullest potential. Eventually, the team discovered that all CinemaScope productions needed a licensing agreement, which mandated that films be produced in color. This revelation prompted Warner Brothers to make a strategic decision to switch the film's format from black and white to color, This change not only resolved the licensing issue but also enhanced the visual appeal of the film. The vibrant colors added depth and richness to the storytelling, making it a smart move that contributed to the film's lasting impact. The transition to color allowed the filmmakers to create a more immersive experience for the audience, aligning with the film's themes of youth and rebellion. The director and James Dean both placed a lot of emphasis on the realism of each moment in the film. Dean's method acting meant that he wanted to place himself in the most authentic situations that he could come up with. This approach to acting was not just about delivering lines. It was about immersing himself in the character's emotional landscape. The film often explores themes of teenage angst, rebellion, and the search for identity, which resonated deeply with audiences. To achieve this authenticity, Dean engaged in real physical violence during some of his scenes. This commitment to realism sometimes led to him getting hurt while filming. The intensity of his performances was matched by the raw energy of the film's narrative, which depicted the struggles of youth in a post-war society. The emotional weight of the story was enhanced by Dean's willingness to push boundaries, making the viewer feel the pain and confusion of his character. This dedication to realism not only defined Dean's performance, but also set a new standard for acting in cinema. The film's impact was profound, influencing future generations of actors and filmmakers who sought to capture the truth of human experience on screen. The combination of Dean's method acting and the film's themes created a powerful and lasting legacy in the world of cinema.
Stan, you shouldn't.
During the filming of Rebel Without a Cause, a notable incident occurred that highlighted the intense emotions and dedication of the actors involved. In one particular scene, James Dean, who played the lead role of Jim Stark, became so immersed in his character's frustration that he pounded his fist on the desk in the police station with great force. This moment of raw emotion was meant to convey the turmoil and rebellion that defined his character. However, Dean's passion led to an unfortunate injury. He broke bones in his hand during the scene. This incident posed a challenge for the film's director, Nicholas Ray, who had to adapt to the situation. The director was forced to shoot around the bandages that Dean had to wear on his hand for the remainder of the filming. This injury not only showcased Dean's commitment to his role, but also added an unexpected layer of complexity to the production process. The dedication of the cast and crew to create an authentic portrayal of teenage angst and rebellion was evident, even in the face of such challenges. The film ultimately became a classic, capturing the struggles of youth in a way that resonated with audiences for generations.
Why didn't you take my job?
During the filming of Rebel Without a Cause, a notable incident occurred involving a switchblade fight scene. The filmmakers decided to use real switchblades to enhance the authenticity of the moment, but they took precautions to ensure the safety of the actors. They placed padding under the shirts of the performers to minimize the risk of injury. Despite these safety measures, the intensity of the scene led to an unexpected accident. While shooting the fight, James Dean, who played the lead role, suffered an actual cut to his ear. The injury was serious enough to warrant immediate attention. Upon realizing that the star was hurt, the director promptly called for a cut, halting the filming process. This incident highlighted the risks involved in creating such intense and dramatic scenes, even when precautions are in place. The dedication of the cast and crew to deliver a gripping performance was evident, but it also served as a reminder of the potential dangers in the world of filmmaking. James Dean's reaction to a specific incident on the set of Rebel Without a Cause was intense and passionate. When the director called for a stop in the action, Dean became furious. He felt that the momentum of the scene was crucial, and that halting it disrupted the energy they were trying to capture. Dean expressed his frustration clearly, stating that they were just getting what they wanted from the performance. He insisted that he would signal a cut if something was genuinely wrong, emphasizing that the director should never interrupt the flow again. His anger was so profound that he walked off the set, needing to be coaxed back to continue filming. This incident highlighted Dean's deep commitment to his craft and his desire to maintain authenticity in his performance. His strong emotions reflected the struggles of youth and the quest for identity that the film itself portrayed. The tension on set mirrored the themes of rebellion and conflict that resonated throughout the movie, making Dean's reaction a significant moment in the production.
I said it was a matter of honor. Remember?
As filming began for Rebel Without a Cause, the relationship between the director and James Dean evolved into something deeper than a typical director-actor dynamic. The director took significant steps to understand Dean on a personal level, which was crucial for the film's emotional depth. They spent time together in New York, where they bonded over drinks and shared experiences. This camaraderie allowed the director to tap into Dean's unique perspective and energy, which was essential for portraying the troubled youth that Dean embodied in the film. Their connection was not just professional, it was personal, marked by long conversations and a mutual respect that grew through their interactions. The director's bungalow at Chateau Marmont became a space for extensive rehearsal sessions, where they explored the characters and scenes in detail. This environment fostered creativity and trust, enabling Dean to deliver a performance that resonated with audiences. The director's commitment to understanding Dean's artistry played a vital role in shaping the film's legacy.
Tell her. 10 years.
When the production of Rebel Without a Cause began, James Dean's passion for method acting significantly influenced the film's creative process. His dedication to embodying his character led the director to grant him an unusually large share of creative control over every scene. This level of involvement was quite rare for an actor at the time. Dean's approach was not just about delivering lines. He wanted to shape the entire atmosphere of the film. He would often dictate the pace and tone of scenes, guiding his fellow actors on how to perform their roles. This dynamic created a unique environment on set, where Dean's intensity and commitment to authenticity pushed everyone to elevate their performances. His influence extended beyond mere dialogue, as he would suggest adjustments to the blocking and emotional beats of the scenes. This collaborative yet intense atmosphere contributed to the film's lasting impact and helped define a generation's understanding of teenage angst and rebellion. Dean's creative control became a hallmark of the film, showcasing how an actor's vision can profoundly affect the storytelling process. The result was a powerful narrative that resonated with audiences and left a significant mark on cinema history.
Frank, is he there?
No, honey, he's not here.
The casting process for Rebel Without a Cause was a remarkable journey that emphasized the film's commitment to realism. The filmmakers sought authenticity not just in the lead roles, but also in the supporting cast. To achieve this, they invited a large group of young actors, numbering between 300 and 500, to Warner Brothers' backlot. These aspiring actors arrived with their own cars, eager to secure a role in the film. This unique approach allowed the casting team to see the actors in a setting that reflected the film's themes of youth and rebellion. As the selection progressed, the initial group was narrowed down to a few dozen candidates. The director was particularly insistent on maintaining a sense of authenticity throughout the casting process. This meant that the actors chosen were not just performing, they were embodying the spirit of the characters they portrayed. The effort to find young talent who could genuinely represent the youth culture of the time contributed significantly to the film's lasting impact and resonance with audiences. The dedication to realism in casting helped to create a film that felt true to the experiences of young people in the 1950s, making Rebel Without a Cause a landmark in cinematic history.
You have to get to know him. He doesn't say much, but when he does, you know he means it. He's sincere.
During the casting for Rebel Without a Cause, the director employed a unique and somewhat deceptive method to gauge the actors' abilities. He instructed them to engage in a fight, as if they were truly part of a gang. This approach was designed to create an authentic atmosphere, and the director claimed that there would be real fights, with cars getting smashed, and some people potentially getting hurt. The actors, eager to impress and fully immersed in their roles, threw themselves into the exercise, believing they were part of something significant. Once the casting process was complete, the actors were excited to see the footage captured during these intense tryouts. They anticipated thrilling scenes that showcased their raw emotions and physicality. However, they were met with a shocking revelation: there had been no film in the camera at all. The director had orchestrated the entire scenario, making the actors believe they were being filmed when, in reality, it was all a trick. This unexpected twist left the actors feeling a mix of confusion and disbelief, as they realized they had been part of a clever ruse rather than a genuine audition process. The experience became a memorable story in the history of the film, highlighting the lengths to which the director would go to elicit authentic performances from his cast.
You say it's because of me? You say it's because of the neighborhood? No! You use every other phony excuse!
As the casting process for Rebel Without a Cause unfolded, the director faced significant challenges in finding the right actress to portray Judy, the girlfriend of the rebellious gang member. Judy's character is crucial, as she becomes captivated by Jim's defiant spirit. The search for the perfect actress included several prominent names of the time. Among the top contenders were Debbie Reynolds, known for her charm and talent, and Carol Baker, who had made a name for herself in dramatic roles. Lois Smith was also considered, as she was one of the studio's choices for the role. However, the director had reservations about casting Jane Mansfield. Despite her popularity, he felt she did not fit the character's essence, and was not the right choice for the film's serious themes. This struggle to cast Judy highlighted the complexities of bringing the characters to life, and the importance of finding an actress who could embody the allure and depth of Jim's love interest. The casting decisions would ultimately shape the film's impact and legacy in cinema history.
Come with me, John.
Initially, Natalie Wood was not considered for a role in Rebel Without a Cause. The film's director had reservations about casting her due to her early career. Wood had built a public image as an innocent child star, which made the director hesitant to see her in a more complex and rebellious role. This perception of her as a sweet and naive actress created doubts about her ability to portray the troubled character of Judy. The film required a depth of emotion and a sense of rebellion that seemed far removed from the roles she had played in her youth. Despite these initial concerns, Wood's talent and versatility eventually shone through. She was able to break free from the constraints of her earlier image and deliver a powerful performance that resonated with audiences. Her portrayal of Judy became iconic, showcasing her ability to embody the struggles of youth and the search for identity. This unexpected casting decision ultimately contributed to the film's lasting impact and helped redefine Wood's career, allowing her to transition from a child star to a respected actress in more serious roles.
Hurry up, turn your lights and toward the center. Hurry up, get going. Come on, let's light them up. Close. Come here, now.
After the car crash incident, the events surrounding the casting of Rebel Without a Cause took an unexpected turn. The crash involved the actress and her co-star Dennis Hopper, who was also her romantic partner at the time. This incident became a pivotal moment in her career. While at the police station following the crash, she took the initiative to call the film's director, Nicholas Ray, asking him to come and pick her up. When Ray arrived, she shared an interesting detail about her experience at the station. One of the police officers had referred to her as a juvenile delinquent, a term that resonated with the themes of the film. With a mix of humor and determination, she asked Ray if this incident meant she had secured the role in the movie. This bold move showcased her commitment to the project and her ability to embrace the rebellious spirit that the film embodied. The incident not only highlighted her tenacity, but also added a layer of authenticity to her character, making her a fitting choice for a film that explored the struggles of youth and identity. The connection between her real-life experiences and the film's narrative created a compelling backdrop for her performance, ultimately contributing to the film's lasting impact on cinema.
Oh!
Ray gave in and cast her in the film, leading to her eventual nomination for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for her performance. Initially, the studio had their eyes set on Tab Hunter for the role of Jim Stark. However, director Nicholas Ray was captivated by James Dean, who had not yet made a significant impact in Hollywood. At that time, Dean had already completed his role as Caleb in East of Eden, and Ray had seen some early screenings of that film. He was thoroughly impressed with Dean's talent and presence on screen. This admiration led Ray to pursue Dean for the lead role in Rebel Without a Cause. Dean's unique ability to convey the struggles of youth and rebellion resonated with the themes of the film, making him the perfect choice for the character. The decision to cast Dean over Hunter ultimately shaped the film's legacy, as Dean's performance became iconic and defined a generation. His portrayal of Jim Stark captured the essence of teenage angst and disillusionment, solidifying his status as a cultural icon. The film's success was not just due to its storyline, but also the powerful performances of its cast, particularly Dean's, which left a lasting impact on audiences and the film industry.
What? At the zoo.
However, there was another one of Dean's soon-to-be legendary films that was standing in the way, and that was Giant, which was all set to start shooting at the same time that would conflict with Rebel's production. The clash of schedules created a significant challenge for James Dean, who was becoming a rising star in Hollywood. Rebel Without a Cause was a film that aimed to capture the struggles of youth and the complexities of teenage life, while Giant was an epic drama that explored themes of wealth, power, and social change in Texas. Both films were important to Dean's career, but the overlap in their shooting schedules put him in a difficult position. The production teams for both films had to navigate this conflict, as Dean's involvement in Giant was crucial for its success. The filmmakers of Rebel Without a Cause were eager to have Dean on board, knowing that his performance would be pivotal in bringing the character of Jim Stark to life. The tension between the two projects highlighted the challenges actors often face in balancing multiple roles and commitments. Ultimately, the resolution of this scheduling conflict would shape Dean's legacy and the impact of both films on cinema history. Then an unseen development happened that changed everything. Elizabeth Taylor was pregnant, which meant the film had to be delayed until June of 1955. This unexpected turn of events had significant implications for the cast and crew involved in the production. The delay allowed James Dean, who was already gaining fame for his talent and charisma, to take on another iconic role. This opportunity would ultimately define his legend more than any other. During this time, Dean was able to immerse himself in a character that resonated deeply with the youth of the era. The role he took on became a symbol of teenage angst and rebellion, capturing the struggles of a generation. The film that followed would showcase his ability to portray complex emotions, solidifying his status as a cultural icon. The delay, while initially seen as a setback, turned into a pivotal moment in Dean's career, allowing him to leave an indelible mark on cinema history. As the production of Rebel Without a Cause resumed, the anticipation grew, and the film would soon become a classic, reflecting the challenges and aspirations of young people in the 1950s. The combination of Taylor's situation and Dean's newfound opportunity created a unique moment in Hollywood, one that would be remembered for years to come.
I mean, don't.
Thanks to the success of East of Eden, James Dean's career was on a remarkable trajectory. By the spring of 1955, audiences were captivated by his performance, and the early screenings of Rebel Without a Cause only heightened the excitement surrounding him. This film showcased Dean's talent and charisma, solidifying his status as a rising star in Hollywood. The combination of these two films created a buzz that was hard to ignore. By September of 1955, Dean was on the verge of complete megastardom. His unique ability to portray the struggles of youth resonated with many, making him a cultural icon. Warner Brothers recognized this potential and decided to lock him into a long-term contract. This move was strategic, aimed at capturing his star power and ensuring that he would be a central figure in their future projects. The studio understood that Dean's appeal was not just in his acting, but also in the way he connected with the audience, embodying the feelings of rebellion and angst that defined a generation. As a result, Dean's rise to fame was not just a personal achievement, but also a reflection of the changing landscape of American cinema, where young actors began to take center stage. His performances would leave a lasting impact on film and culture, marking the beginning of a new era in Hollywood.
What are we going to do with him? Oh, don't worry. I'll figure out what we are going to...
On September 30th, James Dean tragically died in a car crash at the age of 24, just weeks before Rebel Without a Cause was set to premiere in theaters. His untimely death shocked fans and the film industry alike, as he had become a symbol of youthful rebellion and angst. The film, which showcased the struggles of teenagers in a changing world, was released to great acclaim, but it was forever marked by the loss of its leading star. Dean's death added a layer of poignancy to his performance, making his portrayal of Jim Stark even more impactful. Sadly, he was not the only cast member to face a tragic fate. Sal Mineo, who played the sensitive character Plato, was murdered outside his Los Angeles apartment on February 12, 1976, at the young age of 37. His death was a shocking reminder of the dangers that can lurk in everyday life. Additionally, Natalie Wood, who starred alongside Dean, met a mysterious end when she drowned in the waters of Catalina Island on November 29, 1981, at the age of 43. The circumstances surrounding her death remain a topic of speculation and intrigue, further adding to the tragic narrative that surrounds the film and its cast. The early deaths of these talented individuals cast a long shadow over the legacy of Rebel Without a Cause, making it not just a classic film, but also a haunting reminder of the fragility of life and the impact of loss in the entertainment world. There is not a movie that defines a decade like this movie does. Rebel Without a Cause captures the essence of the 1950s in a way that few films can. The story revolves around the struggles of youth, identity, and the search for belonging. It features James Dean in a role that became iconic, portraying Jim Stark, a troubled teenager who feels disconnected from his family and society. The film explores themes of rebellion, love, and the challenges of growing up in a world that often feels hostile. The cinematography and direction are remarkable, showcasing the emotional turmoil of the characters. The performances of the cast, including Natalie Wood and Sal Mineo, add depth to the narrative, making it relatable to audiences of all ages. The film's dialogue and scenes resonate with the feelings of confusion and frustration that many young people experience. Go back and watch Rebel Without a Cause. You'll be impressed with the quality of this project. Its impact on culture and cinema is undeniable, influencing countless films and shaping the portrayal of youth in media. The film remains a powerful reflection of its time, and its legacy continues to endure, making it a must-see for anyone interested in the evolution of film and the representation of youth.
You had to go someplace